Okay, well, hey, I want to welcome everybody here to Power Group Networking with Rick Rawson, and our special guest today is Monica Steiner.
Thank you so much for
thank
having
you
me,
for
Rick.
coming
It is
here.
great to be here with you on your Power Group. And right here we are. We're at the trade group.
Yes, this is
Fantastic
a beautiful
place.
venue, and again, we use their sets as a backdrop for our studio. And thanks to the trade group and the person that sort of connected us, Susan Hamilton. So,
Shout out to both of them. Right?
Exactly. You can't go wrong with either one. But our topic, basically, again, Power Group Networking. And what we want to go over each week, or when we have our show, we want to bring guests on the show and get their take on some of their marketing and what they do differently than other people, so that we're giving everybody a taste or an education a little bit. And some people that we're going to be bringing on are going to be sort of like cutting edge or over the edge.
Okay.
You know.
Well, I think, first off, what a fascinating concept that you had when you started off with these power groups, because power groups can be many, many things, but I'd love you to explain a little bit more about what your specific concept was on power groups.
Well, see, power group is this. It's either a group of businesses in a common demographic, like a little area, or a common interest. And our very first power group, I went to a ribbon cutting in downtown Allen.
Yeah.
And the chamber ambassadors were there, but none of the neighbors, maybe one or two of the neighbors were there. And a power group is sort of like a community of businesses, neighbor helping neighbor. So when I went to that ribbon cutting, and it spawned the idea about creating a power group. So we basically went door to door in that neighborhood and created our first power group, which is called Allen Historic Downtown Businesses, because they have an interest in making sure that their neighbor does well for the community, for the neighborhood.
One thing I've really enjoyed about, I've been to many of your power group meetings, and what is really nice is it becomes a team. It becomes not just individual people, but people working with each other, getting to know each other a little bit better. And just like I know we're going to talk about networking and how important networking is, and each business will network in a different way. In this case, what's very nice too is because you're getting to know about your neighbor, not just in the business sense, but really what makes them tick.
Exactly.
What's important to them? What keeps them up in the middle of the night? Who are their specific audience? Because one of the things I always think when you go to some of these meetings, it's not that somebody else can use my service, it's there, but it's who else do you know that all of a sudden comes through your door. In our case, my husband's a chiropractor, an acupuncturist. I do a lot of training with people, nutrition and fitness, etc. So I'm in contact with all sorts of people. And if they say, man, yeah, because my electricity went out the other day, or my washing machine is out, I know somebody. So it's not that I'm referring, but I'm referring somebody else to refer.
And see, you just brought up, here's the thing. A lot of times what happens when we get to these groups, too many people come in the group with the mindset of selling within the group, okay? And so what the real purpose should be is I get to know you, you get to know me, so that I can pass your message on to those that I feel can use your services. Well, there's one thing about that. That's a little old school.
Okay.
So old school is physically making that happen.
Yeah.
How about enhancing that with technology? So when you become, our second power group was health, beauty, and fitness. So now we have the personal trainer, we have the nutrition, we have the chiropractor, because they have a common interest and their followers have a common interest. So if somebody was to go out and they're part of a, I don't know, Camp Gladiator or one of these, and they go out and they ride their bike or they do something and they get hurt. Okay, who do they need? Maybe the chiropractor. Maybe they need a massage therapist.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they're trying to lose weight and they basically need some supplements or whatever, weight loss. All of that is combined in the common interest. And so each one of those businesses have a correlation with the same similar customers.
Well, this is a great way to bring it all together
Right.
into one community. And whether you are looking at a place like Allen, or you're looking at Dallas, or you're going into Fort Worth, or wherever that is, you know, you start off exactly with that community and all those different businesses within themselves. And then you can even branch out to, well, I have a friend who injured themselves, but it wasn't in Allen, it might have been in Fort Worth. And it's really too far to go all the way from Fort Worth to visit our clinic in Allen. Who else do we know that's in one of those power groups or so that would be over there?
And you know the old cliche, you do business with people you know, like, and trust, in that order.
And it takes time to build that trust too,
does.
which is very important. It's not as though you're going to go into a group, you're going to go into a networking community, get to meet, pass your card around, say 30 seconds or whatever it is of whatever it is you do, and automatically get clientele. It doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't. A matter of fact, we're going to touch on that right now. So, for example, part of your marketing that you do with Dr. Greg, and once in a while you have a guest, you do a live Facebook.
We do. I really do like to use that social platform, and one of the things that we have done, and we have tried it different ways. We've done a Facebook Live where we used to do it every other week for about 30 minutes, and we would take different topics. And there was a question on nutrition. There was a question on an ailment, whatever that might be, and then there was an exercise segment. That was 30 minutes and went really, really well, and we did this for a couple of years. Then we decided, wait a second, you know, people's attention span isn't that long. Let's try doing this more for maybe 3 to 5 minutes. And so that's what we have done as well, looking at both of them and trying to figure out, you know, which platform is better for something that we might want to
do. And see, here's the thing. You're probably not going to have a roofer on your show.
Probably not, because
and
that
you're probably
would
not going to have an insurance agent on your show.
No.
Because it's not in the same interest. So that's the whole point here. Bottom line is, people that are going to watch your show, follow your show, are watching it and following it primarily because they're interested into the fitness. Okay? They're not going to tune in and watch your show to learn how to repair a roof.
No. No, they want to get healthy, or they want to get better.
Hail out of a car.
Of course.
So that's where you target audience the message with the right message. And that's what you're doing, and that's what we're doing. So we basically bring it together. So now, here, I want to touch base on something else. You got a sort of an accomplished past. And I don't even want to say past, I want to say current. Expand on that.
The adventure continues. My life has been one big adventure, and I enjoy it that way. And so tell me exactly about what, because there are all sorts of things.
You're a world champion of?
I am. I'm a three-time, in the past 3 years, concurrent world champion in bodybuilding. First year was in Italy, second year was in Prague, and this past June I competed in Greece.
I'm wondering if you're doing it for the fitness or for the travel.
Hey, the travels. You know what? For many years I thought, how can you compete in travel? Because there's a lot of very strict dieting, nutrition, exercise, all sorts of things that go into this. But the past 3 years I did compete abroad, and I would never do it otherwise. But I also am Miss Natural Olympia, and I will be going to the Natural Olympia again this November.
Very
and
good.
I'm
2 months.
Very 2 months. 2 months. So
when does training start?
Training started as of Tuesday because my daughter's wedding is over. I said during the summer we're not going to get into.
So no cake or anything at the wedding?
No. Well, no, I did, but that's the thing. After the wedding, so already this morning it's been 2 different cardios, a workout, and game on. And I'm very, very, very humbled and excited because I'm actually going to be inducted into the INBA Hall of Fame for bodybuilding in November.
Well, congratulations. That's quite an honor.
I don't think I'm old enough for that yet, but you know, I'll take it, definitely.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, you've already done for Health, Beauty, and Fitness, one of our power groups. You've led a few of our
some seminars and some.
Did a weight training class.
We did.
You know, we did that at
and
Texas
we did the
Family.
Sugar Shock too.
Yes.
Which that was really interesting too.
Yeah.
You know, people don't realize how much sugar you're starting the day off early in the morning with breakfast. and then what happens for the rest of the day. So that was quite interesting too. But once again, like you said, it's marketing to that audience and being very specific. And I think everybody out there, whatever your business is do a little bit of audience analysis. And when you're doing that, it has to do with looking at those who you want to address, but looking into their heads as well as looking into their hearts.
Yes.
What are they thinking? What are they feeling? And basing where your campaign, where your networking, where your marketing is going to go based on that.
Well, exactly. For example, like I said, you have to have a target audience. You have to have your message. Now, your message needs to resonate with that audience. And a lot of it is an emotional resonation. So, in other words, if there's somebody that's obese and you basically, that's the problem. You're identifying the problem, you're offering a solution. And that's like in health, beauty, and fitness. If there's somebody that basically has financial troubles, okay, that's the problem. If you're a financial advisor or credit repair, you're going to offer them a solution addressing that problem.
So based on that, for example, the idea would be some people say, oh, I want to save X amount of money each month. Okay, that's great. So that becomes your goal. But it's not about just saying, that's my message is I want to save X amount. It's the questions that you've got to ask yourself. What happens if you don't save that amount of money? What repercussions are going to happen? Who's not going to go to college? Who's not going to be able to take that vacation in the future? Same thing happens with what I do when it comes to the health side of it.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to lose weight. We say, I'm going to lose, 5 pounds or 10 pounds, whatever that may be. Okay, that's great. But now I want to know, what happens if you set your mind but don't do it? Who is going to suffer? Are you not going to be able to play with the grandchildren that are going to help if you get healthier and fitter?
Exactly.
It's all those kinds of things.
And what we'll do is we're going to address that when we come right back after we take a break and visit with our sponsors.
Sounds great. See you when we're back.
Now we are still live.
Yeah.
So
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's not.
I love it.
It's not
Yeah, we're not
recording.
transmitting. There's some
There's
for some
something
reason
wrong.
it's green.
And it's,
Oh.
you've got nothing.
So I'm recording it though, so
We're going to tape it all
and
and
later,
sounds good.
and then you can share that.
yeah,
It
okay,
doesn't really matter if it's live. So
okay, yeah. No, if you can get that to me, just unedited, it's going to go out. We're going to put it out. It's not really about the live following. It's about getting. We're going to be basically putting it out today, and then after it's edited. Correct?
Well, the podcast will be edited.
Right,
absolutely.
exactly.
So let's talk about what can we do today? Let's make sure our listener gets one thing that they can take off today. Did you mention about how you're walking, you've added to your fitness routine also. But how can we get fit? How can we start taking responsibility?
Well, that's where I was going to go after the,
Okay.
what she already touched on.
Let's go.
Okay.
I always love giving those 5 steps to attain any goal, and we can talk about that. And that applies to your fitness or anything else, and I can make it
Okay, let me know.
specific for fitness.
Okay, well, welcome back. And we left off basically talking about, life goals and are you going to be able to spend time with your grandchildren or whatever. I look at it maybe even a little simpler than that.
Okay.
For example, I don't care if you're 70 or 80. I still want to be able to run. Okay? Maybe not
I've
fast.
seen those videos of 100
Yes,
plus year old
exactly.
men going at.
If there was, let's say you're somewhere and your grandchild is drowning and you're 100 yards away from the shoreline, what are you going to walk to the water?
Yeah.
You need to be able to run to danger or away from danger. And it comes down to, like you said, quality of life. It's not just I want to lose weight. You want to lose weight because it leads to what? Okay?
Completely.
In other words, whether it's in sports or longevity or just simple things like being able to bend down, pick up things and all of that. Things that we take for granted until we get out of
Well,
shape.
something too, Rick, because wherever you are in your life right now, it'll have to do with your environment. It'll have to do with how you treated your body over a period of time. Obviously, if you're 19, it's different than if you're 25 or 40 or 60. You know, there'll be a certain amount of genetics in there, of course. But wherever you are, I really, truly believe it's never too late to be great. And I really believe that age is just a number.
What's your tagline?
Be fit, look fab, live large at any age from anywhere. And I truly believe that.
You truly walk the walk, too.
I try to. And you talk about the 80 or 90-year-old, I plan on being 120 and going out dancing with my great-great-grandkids, hopefully. But one thing that I would like to leave everybody with, and this goes across the board regardless of where you are or what you're going to do and which career you're in. You know, the 5 steps that I believe to attain any goal. And the first one is know where you are. You know, where am I physically? What do I eat? What can I do? What can't I do? Am I overweight? Am I underweight? Do I have health issues? Whatever that is, know where you are right now. Second one is know where you want to go. What do I want to obtain? Where do I want to be in 6 months, in a year, when my grandchild is born, when my daughter is born, whatever that may be. The third one is making a plan. You know, you've got to plan out exactly what is it that I'm going to do to achieve where I want to go. And that's where some of that comes in, where we talked about not only what is the plan, but if I don't do these things,
what are the
some of them,
repercussions?
what are the repercussions? And you may have to sacrifice. If you're talking about, I don't like talking about diets. To me, it's all about lifestyle, because I think things have to fit into what it is that
What's
you
the
are
name of your
doing.
company again?
Lifestyle Solutions, yes.
Okay.
And it is, because different people have different things going on, and we have relatives that rely on us. We may be traveling salespeople. We may be right in front of a computer all day long. We may be the super mom that is working all day, comes back, is the soccer mom, and then still has to go home and make dinner and do everything else. That's 3. Number 4, you've got to follow that plan, because any and all plans that you do will not work out unless
Consistency.
you follow them.
Yes.
And finally, it's about celebrating your success. And I don't mean that ultimate goal, but it has to be even those little tiny things along the way, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, whatever that is slowly leading you to the greater journey that it is that you are taking.
So
And
don't deprive yourself of everything.
No, and
Right.
well, and even when it comes to, you know, if you're trying to lose weight, just because you want to celebrate a success doesn't have to be you have to go get an ice cream, or you've got to go and get your favorite chai latte.
Right.
You could buy a pair of shoes, or you could buy yourself
True.
that nice new belt, or, you know, hang out with your friends doing something else. There are all sorts of ways that you can reward yourself, but that's really important too.
So those are great 5 steps.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You're part of the Allen Chamber.
Yes.
Very active
Love the
member.
Allen Chamber. Yes.
And basically, your message resonates with a lot of those people.
I hope so.
Well, I know so. It's almost, I know were an ambassador at one point of the Allen Chamber, but regardless if you are or not, you really are an ambassador
Thank
of
you.
the Chamber.
Thank
Just like you're an ambassador of health, beauty, and fitness, because people look to you for advice, and they respect you, and Dr. Craig. And the reason I say that is because, again, it comes down to marketing, and people get to know you and Dr. Craig, and you do business with people you know, like, and trust. And again, this whole concept of the Power Group is getting to know them,
Yes.
and then using today's technology to make that and give more legs and traction to that relationship.
And you know, the best way, I think, to know, like, and trust someone else or another business, and I hope that Dr. Greg and I have done that with the Allen Chamber as well as with you, it's about spreading knowledge and information, as opposed to, in general, telling stories, showing, as opposed to specifically talking about one's specific business and what you do and how you're going to
Right.
benefit somebody else.
But when you talk about stories, you are basically sharing your own story. So in other words, for
yeah.
example, your success as far as being fit, I mean, come on, I've seen you do it in the bleacher runs.
I
okay,
do like to do that.
You know,
But that's not for everyone. And
No, I
I
know,
tell you, see,
but-
and here's the thing too. A lot of people will look at me and say, "Oh, well, you look fit and you look this." I'm waiting. I have 7 things screwed up with my right knee right now, and I had a choice several months ago to say, "Okay, we're going to stop this out of ego because we may not achieve the goals we want, or we're going to push through,
Right.
adapt, see what we can do because that'll benefit other people later on." And that's what I decided
Totally
to do.
get it. But where I was going
Yeah,
was,
sorry.
was basically you're sharing your life, your story of your life. Just one part of that story is the workouts. But
Sure.
then you're also sharing, your travels.
Oh, yeah.
So bottom line is, if you're not healthy, you're not going traveling.
Yes.
You're not going in the mountains. You're not going all these different places.
And Rick
So-
talks about that because he knows one of the crazy things. My husband and I will be married 32 years now in November, but
Wow.
5 years into the marriage, we left everything. And I was at the time a news director for a local television station, and we went backpacking around the world for 2 years. And that was amazing. That was great.
Yeah.
And I think, and one thing led to another. We lived in Europe for many, many years and then came back here in 2005. But I think all of these things come into play with what's happening right now and the story I am able to share.
Exactly.
And hopefully, I don't know, inspire is one thing, but, encourage others into taking certain steps, even if they're baby steps. It all starts with that one little step.
Well, you're sort of the
moving forward.
celebrity and movie star of the Allen Chamber. What can I say?
I love
bottom
you.
line is, some people aspire to be like others. Others, it may be a story, like I said. And
Yes.
really, it's just about getting the word out there, not just personally, but digitally. And that, again, is part of what this is. You do it marketing. You're a great ambassador for what you do. You do it
Thank you.
personally at the Allen Chamber. You do it on the Facebook Live. So bottom line is, I talked about 2 things: the target audience, and I talked about the message. But the other third thing is, what platform and what tool are you going to use to get the message to that audience? You have chosen a lot of it by face-to-face and by the video.
Yeah.
Okay, and through some social media. We have another guest that will be coming on shortly, which will also be talking about another platform of getting the message out.
Can't wait to hear about that.
Yes, and so there's different ways of getting the message out, and no one's to say that there's only one right way.
No.
Matter of fact, there's mailouts, there's door-to-door, there's magazines, there's TV, there's radio, there's podcast, all of it.
There's so
just
much
like
trial and
Susan
error.
Hamilton with Offbeat Radio Network. Bottom line, and whether I got that exactly right, we'll find out in the editing. But
And if you get somebody, that's the thing. There's a lot of trial and error that goes on. And what's good, a platform that's good for one business may not necessarily be good for the other. Thing is that you've got to try them. The other thing is you have to look at your budget. What can you feasibly afford? Because all of these things are expensive. Once you get websites and you go to networking groups and then you get into power groups and then there's so much out there that a lot of times you have to pick and choose and hope that it is the right medium for you.
so here's the thing. We do have an upcoming, and we're going to be winding down here, but we have our upcoming trade show. You're going to be
Yes,
visiting there.
I will be, September
Susan-
28th. It's
That's
coming
right.
up
So-
really soon.
in Allen at the Hilton Garden Inn,
Okay.
and Susan Hamilton will be there with OBBM Network or media. And bottom line is, it's a big networking group. We're going to have 3 great speakers, which is Dean Lindsay, Johnny Wimbry, and Stephanie Chavez, who's in charge of all of this. So
Well, I would tell you guys at home, start writing your questions down because these are all amazing speakers and you're going to get all those questions answered.
So, just in case I mess up somebody's tagline, basically, you can download the OBBM network app, Offbeat Business app. And that's our cue from our,
Producer.
well, actually, a producer and our studio audience, which we will hear from them. We're going to get a little something from them now. But
great.
first, we're going to take a quick little break.
This is the end.
The end.
correct?
So
Okay.
Yes.
do that again.
Well-
so and say,
Thank you for joining.
So anyways, rewind. I wish we could actually have the rewind.
okay, just
That was it.
just give it 2
So-
seconds of
So
silence
bottom
and
line
start.
is, it was great to have you here, Monica, and look forward to developing expanding our reach even more.
Well, thank you so much, Rick, for having me. I've enjoyed being over here with you in this beautiful place, on this beautiful set, and with our great studio audience.
Thank you very much.
How can the audience find Monica on social media?
Well, let's touch base on that real quick. Monica, we talked about your different connections with the 2 different businesses. How can they get in touch with you?
Okay, you can get in touch with us either Facebook with CA Acupuncture and Chiropractic Clinic, has tons of stuff with all our Facebook Lives on there. My Instagram is Fit for Purpose Monica. And I'm at Monica Steiner. I do have a public figure Facebook as well.
And again, with myself, it's a Expanse LLC, Social 5, and the phone number is 214-500-8448. And that Expanse LLC is the Facebook page, and you can look up all of our events and check it out.
Sounds great. If you're in the Allen area, caclinicallen.com.
Thank you for joining us.